Magic trick. You can see the cards, I cannot. I'll make them disappear. That was easy. But is it as easy to make an aggressive person feel sorry? In this video, we'll check it all out. Because the research says that studying how children and adults explain magic tricks can reveal developmental differences in cognition. I wonder if the people that really need to be sorry actually have developmental problems. Well, let's find out. The first way of making an aggressive person feel sorry is that, believe it or not, listen to them. Give them what they want. Show empathy through active listening. By demonstrating empathy and understanding, by actively listening, and the aggressive person will be concerned. But if you listen to their concerns without interrupting or judging, you've got them where you want them. Reflect back about their feelings and perspectives to show that you are truly there for them. Show that you're genuinely listening and that you're understanding their point of view, or at least trying to do that. Then make empathetic statements. Use empathetic language to acknowledge the other person's emotions and experiences. Phrases like, I can see why you're upset. And that feels and sounds as if it would be very frustrating. You're kind of doing nice things, aren't you, at this stage? But in many ways, they're wondering, why the heck are they so nice? But wait for it. Another way of doing it is validate their feelings. By validating the aggressive person's feelings without necessarily agreeing with their behavior, you're acknowledging their emotions and saying things like, it's understandable that you're angry. You're taking the higher road with these things. Now, yes, it may make the person who's angry even angrier, but so long as you know these tactics, you'll be on the correct road and they will be sorry. You can say things also like, I can see your frustration, noting that the words and the language you use shows that you're on the same side of the fence as them, even though you're calmly saying it. And that's the other thing. Stay calm. That's golden. Being neutral in the argument, however, be open-minded to whatever they're saying. It's quite possible that what they're saying and how they're expressing themselves is completely one-sided, and they cannot, with this fit of rage, this confrontational manner, cannot see your point or anybody else's point of view. So if you're on the fence, you're a little bit on their side too, or so they think. So maintain a calm, neutral tone of voice, even if that person, that angry person, becomes confrontational or even hostile, because calmness is the place where they need to come back to. There's something in them that they'll question. They'll just go within that red mist of anger. They'll kind of go, well, why are they not like me? And if you can just show them that calmness for a split second longer, eventually, once the aggression goes or the confrontation is not met, they have nowhere to put it. Often a person who's aggressive in this manner won't be physically aggressive. Of course, you have to be careful of those things too, and to do these things in a very controlled area where you have supporters with you too. Responding with aggression, though, or defensiveness can actually escalate the situation further, so be very careful about that. Make sure you use I statements, okay? Because expressing your own feelings and perspective using things like, I feel as if this is a good place to begin a conversation. You're setting the tone with your voice. You are saying I, your feelings, your thinking. You could say, I think as if we should think quietly about this in a calm way, and just completely repeating those sentences. This allows the whole situation to de-escalate so that you can sit and have a one-to-one conversation, or with other calm people around you helping out. Very important also to set boundaries. We can often feel as if we're alone, but we have to be in control even if we are alone and there's nobody but ourselves that is trying to de-escalate this situation with this angry person. So by setting boundaries in your own mind, first off, knowing that there's only so much anger I can take here, there's only so many times I can repeat the I statements, there's only so many times time I will spend with this person barking at me, then you need to change tactic, of course. So if you have your boundaries, you know from the off. So assertively communicating your boundaries and expectations for respectful communication is truly important. But be very succinct with your language at the very beginning, because this person might escalate up throughout. You don't know exactly how the feeling of this anger is toward them. Their breathing might be correct, their brain chemistry might be all over the place. So just set the boundaries straight away. Say, I'm going to come in, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and then I'm going to leave. Things like that will just set the scene, and it can never be said that it was not said. So let the other person know that whatever behavior is acceptable and what is not, what you will do and what you will not do. You have to go in very simplistic language. In many ways, even with an adult, it's like talking with a very angry child. So be prepared to enforce your consequences if necessary too. You can redirect the conversation. It's a very clever tactic, because often when you're in the midst of things, people are so honed in, so focused on this one thing, it's so personalized toward them. But if you can kind of even use the words or the language that they're saying towards something else, like if you're playing a game or a match or sport or something like that, and you said, it should be your free ball. Well, the ball is over there. And then you're literally physically redirecting it, and they're saying, where's the ball? What? It's my ball, it's free. And you're confusing them. So little sentences, use play on words, little stories, keep them tight, will always help redirect, especially if there's heat in the air and you're being unproductive, or the person is being very unproductive. So try to be gentle with this redirection so that the focus is finding a solution or compromise. You can say something like, let's focus on finding a resolution, and so on and so forth. Bring in then the subject of the conversation. You could also highlight common ground. Try to build that rapport with somebody. Look for points of agreement. By the way, even though you're angry, I have to say, I do like what you're wearing today. It suits you. And that is triggering them into distraction. And they're like, what's that got to do with anything? Yeah, but that's less than the heat that they were giving you initially about the particular topic they were talking about and angry about. Look for points of agreement, common ground, and this will de-escalate tension. It will give you time to think about things as well, about what am I going to do next. Try to find the areas of agreement, and this can help shift the conversation from conflict more so into the other C, collaboration. Now, I've been in this situation many times, and if you're calm and you know where you're coming from and you have all these points down, you know the sequence, you can kind of predict what's going to happen, you can use humor. You've got to be careful that you're not being totally flippant though, and totally off the way of kind of making fun of the person, rather than you can make fun of yourself. That's a good one, because humor can sometimes diffuse tension and lighten the mood. In the point of, I like your clothes, I like what you're wearing, I don't have money for that. Look, I'm just doing this job. You could say something like that. But use it as if you're being mindful of the other person's sensitivity. Know that although it will distract, it can also strain long-term relationships with the other person if not done correctly. For sure, and even from the off, just as you set out what it is you're going to do and your boundaries, offer a sincere apology. Because at that point, even if you know you are in the right, they are in the wrong, even if you are on the side of fairness and they are not, it doesn't matter. They are only seeing red like a bull. So offer the apology that I'm sorry you're feeling in such and such a way. I'm sorry such and such a thing has happened, even if it's only a small thing they feel has gone against them. And if you've contributed to conflict or hurt the other person's feelings, sincerely have that big apology for sure, and own it. And acknowledge your role in the situation, like expressing remorse without making excuses, especially if you're in a particular place of authority. That is truly important, and even to continue with that conversation in that way. Now, there are the tactics. Use them, become skilled at them, and you will deflate an angry person and have them in the palm of your hand. What else is in the palm of your hand? Well, your fingers off it. So press that button for subscription. Please subscribe, and I will be very happy and calm. No anger from me whatsoever. Thank you for watching. Please do have a wonderful day.